My name is Jack Harper. I'm 43 years old. I own a dusty little antique shop in South Bend, Indiana, where time smells like oak varnish and history is something you can touch. I drink my coffee black, bitter as burnt toast. I drive a 2003 Chevy with rust creeping up the doors like ivy, and I've had the same flannel shirt since college. I used to believe in love. I also used to believe that people don't change, that the heart was a compass, and once it pointed true north, it stayed there. But people change. That compass spins, and sometimes it becomes a weapon. My father was a quiet man. Grew up during the tail end of the Depression, fought in Vietnam, came home and built furniture until the day he died. He used to tell me, "Son, trust is like wood. Once it cracks, no glue will ever make it strong again." I didn't understand it at 10. I do now. My wife's name was Evelyn. She called herself a painter. In reality, she was a chameleon. She became whoever she needed to be for the room she walked into. At art shows, she was a muse. At brunches, she was wine and wit. At home, she was hollow. Beautiful, yes, but hollow, like an ornate vase with nothing inside. We were married for 11 years. The first 5 were good. Not perfect, but warm. She would paint in the mornings with the windows open, and the house would smell like turpentine and toast. I remember her humming, her hands stained with color. I loved her. She used to drag me to galleries, to lectures. She once made me stand in front of a Rothko for 20 minutes and asked me how it made me feel. I said hungry. She laughed, kissed my cheek. That's the Evelyn I remember, the one I buried. But love fades in silence. And silence is what she gave me, day after day, as her eyes drifted further away from mine. I thought it was depression. I told myself, be patient. I bought her new brushes. I made dinner when she forgot. I stayed. But patience rots too. Especially when you realize the silence isn't emptiness, it's deception. I first noticed the earrings. She never wore silver, said it made her look washed out. One morning, I saw a delicate silver stud on the nightstand. Not hers, not mine. Then the text messages, not words, just emojis. A wine glass, a flame, a key. She smiled when she read them. The final straw? A trip to Chicago she said was for a gallery meeting. She returned with perfume that wasn't hers, and a receipt from a boutique hotel tucked into her coat pocket. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Because I'm not a man of confrontation. I'm a man of slow burns. I grew up watching my father sand a cabinet for 6 hours to fix one mistake. I know patience. I know pressure. His name was Dave. Her gallery partner. Divorced. Smug. The kind of man who called wine juicy and made every compliment feel like a dare. I'd seen them together once at a winter show. His hand hovered over her lower back too long. Her eyes lingered too soft. I knew. And I decided not to rage, not to yell, not to leave. No, I decided to become the echo she couldn't ignore, the weight she couldn't place, the chill in her morning coffee. It started small. Salt in her coffee. Every morning, she asked me to make it. Vanilla syrup, splash of oat milk, 2 sugars. I still made it. But I added just enough salt to unsettle the flavor. Not so much she would accuse me. Just enough to make her doubt her own tongue. She started grimacing after each sip. Switched mugs. Bought a new brand of beans. Nothing helped. I kept smiling. "Maybe your taste is changing," I said. She stopped humming. I started leaving drawers slightly open, turning her shampoo cap just a half twist, letting her alarm clock mysteriously reset. I adjusted the thermostat in the middle of the night, just enough to make the house too warm, then too cold. She started dressing in layers, started snapping at the mirror. I changed the locks one day and pretended I didn't. Watched her fumble at the door, bags in hand, eyes puzzled. I opened it slowly. "Weird," I said. "Maybe it's stuck." I moved her paints while she was out, shifted them an inch to the left, unplugged her studio lamp, left the window cracked before a storm. A finished canvas caught a spray of rain. She screamed. I held her. "It was probably the wind," I whispered. I deleted voicemails from Dave, blocked his number, then unblocked it. She thought her phone was glitching. I told her she was tired. She started drinking more, started snapping at shadows. Her friends noticed. One of them asked me if she was okay. I nodded. "She's just been under pressure. The gallery stuff. You know." One night I followed her. She told me she was going to her friend Sarah's. Instead, she drove 45 minutes to a cabin on Lake Wawasee. I parked far enough not to be seen. Watched her silhouette in the window. 2 glasses on the table. A man's jacket on the chair. I didn't need to see more. I stayed there until the lights went out. I drove home in silence. The kind of silence that sharpens itself. I didn't sleep. I sat in the kitchen, stared at the knife rack, and realized I didn't want to kill her. I wanted her to live, and never trust herself again. The next day, I began what I called the unmaking. I left sticky notes inside her favorite book. "Does he love you like I did?" And "Do you remember who you used to be?" I switched her birth control pills with vitamins, moved her keys, her brushes, hid 1 earring from every pair. I messed with her calendar. She showed up to a meeting a day early, then a day late. People started talking. "I think I'm losing it," she told me once. "Everything's off." I kissed her for it. "You need rest." She saw a therapist. I made sure her ride was late. I told her I never got the message. I drove her once, then waited outside, pretending to read. She came back crying, said nothing helped. 2 weeks later, I mailed Dave a letter. No return address, just a photo of Evelyn asleep in our bed, time-stamped, and a note. "She talks in her sleep." He disappeared from her life within a week. Deleted social media, changed galleries. She asked me why Dave was ghosting her. I shrugged. Maybe he saw the real you. She cried. I held her. My shirt soaked in her regret. I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. The final act came on our anniversary. I cooked her dinner. The same meal I made the night I proposed. Rosemary chicken and lemon rice. Candlelight. Soft music. I even wore the same shirt. I poured her wine. 1 glass with a single drop of castor oil. Not dangerous, just enough to ruin her evening. She sipped, smiled, then frowned. "Tastes off," she said. "Really? It's your favorite." 10 minutes later, she was in the bathroom, heaving. I knocked. "Must have been bad chicken. I'm so sorry." That night, I left a note on her pillow. "I know. I've known for a long time. Every late night. Every lie. You could have come clean. You didn't. Instead, I became the truth you tried to bury. I don't hate you, but I won't save you either. P.S. You always drank the wrong coffee." She was gone by morning. 3 years have passed. I met someone new, Julia, a school teacher, gentle, grounded. She thinks I'm the kindest man she's ever known. Maybe I am now. Maybe not. Every morning I make her coffee, sweet, smooth, no salt. She says it's the best she's ever had. I smile, because I know what a bad cup tastes like. And sometimes, it's not the bitterness that ruins you. It's the person who poured it.